Here we try to look at a bit deeper into motivation and leadership. If I am asked what is that one quality that I consider the most important in this aspect, or for that matter, for any aspect in life, if you need to have some aspect of success or happiness or true value in your life, if you want to do anything valuable, what is that one single quality that is the most important? In my opinion, that quality is being true to yourself, being true to oneself. Everything in this world, in this universe, has been created unique. Each and every stone is different from the other. Each leaf is different from the other. Each tree, each being, each entity is different from the other. Similarly, your DNA of your physical presence in your physical body is your unique signature identity. It is different from the DNA of every other individual that has ever been born, is born today, or will ever be born in the future. Isn't that a very valuable and precious quality to have? And then that DNA imprint reflects in your unique physical characteristics, and they are to be treasured, and celebrated. In the same way, you are born as a unique self, as a unique individual, with a unique purpose and aim and motivation in life. It's only you who can satisfy the purpose that you are born for. And that journey of satisfaction of your purpose in life brings you closer and closer to your true happiness. And that essential quality of being true to yourself, true to oneself, is the most vital quality in life, in my opinion. Something that I consider valuable, something that I have seen having the biggest impact in my life and in the lives of many people who have been happy and successful. Of course, it is not always easy to know in the first place what is it that is your uniqueness or your unique purpose, and being true to yourself, oneself. It is very commonly talked about and discussed. Be true to yourself, find your purpose in life, and try to be true and genuine to your purpose, be unique. But it is not always easy for each and every one of us to find that purpose, to implement this quality of being true to yourself. I myself have had to struggle a lot at times to stay in touch with this quality through difficult, challenging times. And I can very well appreciate and understand all of us going through the same strife and struggle. And because this is not so easy, that is where the importance of this quality in the area of leadership potential gets its value, its true value. As one individual progresses, starts taking a few steps towards this, in this direction of being true to himself or herself, people around start noticing, and they see that yes, if he or she, who is just a common person like me, can do something unique, can try to be true to himself, herself, and try to find and work on his or her unique purpose in life, maybe it is also possible for me to do that. And those small steps taken by an individual in this direction, once they are noticed by people around, they also would try to imbibe that same quality and try to learn that, and something transpires and that quality gets transmitted in people around, and those people also feel inspired, and that is the beginning of true leadership and of leadership potential. Leadership or leadership potential has absolutely nothing to do with controlling a group of people or wanting, desiring to influence a group of people, lobbying people towards a particular goal or aim. In its basis, it is just one person who is on the same journey as people around him, and he or she starts taking a few steps that are ahead of the people around him or her, and his process of initiating, taking those steps inspires people around him, and they also feel motivated. That triggers that same motivation and leadership potential in those people, and they also find the courage and inspiration to start that journey. And that is the very simple, humble, basic beginning of motivation and of leadership potential. The further you learn to trust yourself, the further you learn to stay true to yourself, the further you progress on that journey, and the further this zone, scope of motivation and of leadership potential spreads. Of course, it is one thing to talk about this and to understand this logically, but it is a totally different thing when it comes to implementing it in real life, especially because majority of us, though at some part in ourselves we have a faint intuition, a faint ray of understanding that yes, this is what I would truly like to do, but yet we find ourselves, because of worldly circumstances, in situations that are sometimes different, sometimes totally contradictory, sometimes very far away from our true purpose in life, at least what we perceive as our true purpose in life. And it is not always easy, not always accessible for us to have the means to understand this true purpose, to understand the aspect of being true to oneself, and to start on this journey. Sometimes many a times most of us have this notion in our head that yes, I would rather be here or I would rather be doing that. This is my dream. When I reach that particular goal, then actually this is what will make me happy. Many of us have the notion that once I earn sufficient money, that is when I will have the financial freedom to actually follow the real goal in my life. But all of these are illusions and myths. Yes, of course, they have a practical implication, but starting this journey of being true to oneself, following your true purpose in life, has to start here and now, wherever you are. Waiting for something else to happen before you can do that is always an ongoing process of postponement. And once you start doing it here and now, you realize that by and by, in small degrees, in small steps, you get the courage to do that. And of course, there are several patterns around you that start changing. Some of them drift away from you, some people who were earlier unknown to you, away from you, start drifting closer. And by, you find the courage and the trust in yourself to progress on this journey. Over the years, I have observed that in me, what is it that has triggered the trust and belief to follow and develop this quality of being true to myself? It has always been meeting people with some very rare people, few people with evolved intelligence, with unique leadership potential and vision, being in some special circumstances, connecting with different situations across the world, sometimes in remote corners of the world, sometimes in connecting with some challenging situations, resources, but mostly with people. And many a times, these are people who you cannot have very easy access to generally in your normal scope of life. And of course, a vast majority of our population is, because of physical circumstances, compelled to follow different work roles. Very few people have the luxury of having the freedom to not worry about obligations, responsibilities, and have the time and energy to that they can devote to anything and everything that they want. So most of us have to follow our obligations, responsibilities, and yet try to divert some energy, focus towards being true to oneself. And it is with this understanding that we have launched samandneil.com, our online platform, whereby we would like to get you access, make it available to you to connect with situations, circumstances, some unique people across the world from different business sectors, different areas of life, which would be customized to your needs. And that would trigger this, that would make it possible for you to open out this space to trigger this quality of being true to yourself, of finding this purpose in your life. If you have any questions, feedback about this topic, would like to discuss this more with one of our experts, do contact us on our online platform samandil.com.